As a follow-up to my claim that the Democratic Party must die, I want to elucidate my point and try to avoid anyone getting the wrong idea. They will, anyway, deliberately, because that is just how dishonest people clinging to power behave. Yet I will make my thoughts and opinions clear to anyone willing to listen and understand. It is the Democratic Party that must die, not any actual people. I thought that was pretty obvious, but there are those who will lie unflinchingly in an attempt to silence people whose opinion is different from theirs. No one who currently believes or trusts in the Democratic Party as their sole outlet for their political beliefs need fear. This was not a call to violence. On the contrary, clearly this was a call to walk away and find better representation. Allow the corrupt and anti-American Democratic Party to fail, and in the power vacuum that occurs, bring better ideas, better leaders, and real progress. I am of the strong opinion that violence should be avoided. We are talking about politics, voting, elections, decisions, and issues within America. Violence has no place in any of that. I neither condone nor excuse any kind of violence to try and get your way in your own nation. That is barbaric and is beneath the modern civilized human being. We should settle our differences through negotiation and conversation, not violence. Also, in order for the Democratic Party to actually die, all it will take is to take the money away. Once it is clear that putting money into the Dems is failing to make the political gains that those who donate desire, it will not take long for other parties to look a lot more enticing. For example, many of the pet issues that people believe are owned by the Democrats are actually better supported by the Green Party. Climate change, their vocal opposition to foreign wars of any kind, minimum wage, all are better represented in the Green Party. Allowing more political parties to gain power offers more choices to more Americans. That is a very good thing indeed. Whereas allowing the Democratic Party to continue to be granted more and more power, more and more money, while obviously not improving anything, is just an invitation for corrupt political officials to continue sucking the American citizens dry. To quote the inimitable Charles Barkley, black people have been voting Democrat for their whole lives, and they are still poor. Who is willing to keep losing this long? The Libertarian Party platform may look a little different than your core Democrat voter, but there are genuine similarities and common principles as well. They want open borders, for example. They want people free to marry whoever they want, without government interference, including any form of registration or licensing, etc. Now, full disclosure, I joined the Libertarian Party in 2016. I could not bring myself to vote for Donald Trump at that time. His low-class, crude, insulting, and unchivalrous manner repulsed me. Even though I was a conservative all my life, and his position on illegal immigration was the same as mine, still, I could not support him as the President of the United States. The Libertarian candidate in 2016 was a man named Gary Johnson, one of the most qualified and impressive people to ever run for president. I wholeheartedly endorsed him and, along with 4.5 million other like-minded Americans, gave him my vote. Just take a moment and imagine how different our nation would be if third or fourth party options had a legitimate chance to win major elections. The uber-dual party would be forced to make real concessions to win people over with results, not more empty promises. Break the binary. See the spectrum. I will end this video with a few examples of why ending the Democratic Party would be such a healthy and progressive path forward for the American people. The Democratic Party is a powerful business project at this point that has fulfilled exactly zero of its promises and managed to take hundreds, perhaps thousands of selfish individuals and make them fabulously wealthy by robbing the average citizen. Literally making our lives worse and profiting from it. I made the first video before the unbelievable amount of fraud was uncovered in Minnesota. That drama continues to unfold, but I cannot honestly conceive of a single good reason for any American to vote or support a party that is so clearly responsible for so much outrageous theft. Unless, of course, you are in on it as well. We have Ilhan Omar, a self-described citizen and supporter of Somalia First and America Second. She and her, quote, husband, unquote, have enriched themselves by an estimate of $30 million in just a few years. We have Tim Walz, who has been overseeing this fraud and using his power to silence whistleblowers. We have Jacob Frey, mayor of Minneapolis, who has also supported dissent and insurrection against the federal government, which, last time I checked, was doing the will of the American people. Ro Khanna, California representative in the U.S. Congress, has this to say in response to Trump's capture of Nicolas Maduro. Quote, I think that this shows that Trump is more interested in Venezuela or Argentina than in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Unquote. Truly, a moronic and out-of-touch statement, considering how many millions of Venezuelans have fled to the U.S., or how many Americans are directly affected by the illegal drugs flowing into the states. Or the obvious fact that Russia, Iran, and China were building up arms, missiles, and oil facilities in Venezuela. This would, inevitably, lead to war. How many lives did Trump save by circumventing that? Will he be given credit for that? Not by Democratic Party slaves whose entire platform is the simpleton's chant, "Oppose Trump." And of course, we have Pete Buttigieg stating, "Vote blue, no matter who." What better example of moronic, sheep-like bleating than this? Talk about the exact opposite of intelligent, clear-thinking, moral individuals holding their representatives to account for their just and beneficial decisions. No, this is telling the mob that the only thing that matters is the continued power of the political party, regardless of outcome or effect. Truly, only the most idiotic, dishonest, and vile human being could ever take a party seriously that uses that as a motto. If any political party attempted to tell me that I had to vote for their representatives, regardless of what kind of person they are or what issues they stand for, or else I am an immoral bad person, I would immediately stop voting for that party forever. This repulsive slogan represents the very antithesis of what it means to be an American, and calls to mind a feudal state from the Dark Ages where young people would march to war under their lord's banner, not even knowing what they were fighting for, only that the powerful demanded their fealty.